Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India will respond fiercely if anyone attempts to test us. PM asserts India is the strong voice against expansionism. In Bihar, NDA leaders to meet at CM Nitish Kumar's residence today to discuss government formation. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and former Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis to attend the meeting. Indian diaspora across the globe celebrate Diwali with fervour. United Nations takes lead in greeting on Diwali. US President Donald Trump, President-elect Joe Biden and other world leaders also extend their greetings. India summons Pakistan charged the affairs over ceasefire violations in Jammu and Kashmir. Says India condemns in strongest terms deliberate targeting of civilians in unprovoked firing. Air quality further deteriorates in National Capital Region. Severe quality recorded in several parts of NCR. Registering 5-day streak of less than 5 lakh active cases, India's active caseload of COVID shrinks below 4.8 lakhs. With more than 99% of patients in mild condition, active cases cross 1.5 crores globally. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma in our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spent Diwali with troops at the Longewala post. The Battle of Longewala in December 1971 was a major battle in the western sector during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971. In the Thar desert of Rajasthan, the battle was fought between 120 Indian soldiers with 4 Hunter fighter aircraft against 2,000 to 3,000 Pakistani soldiers supported by 30 to 40 tanks. Better tactics and positions helped the Indian troops register a decisive victory. Prime Minister, recalling the victory, asserted that India will give a befitting reply if ever provoked. Here's our report.
जब तक आप है, आपकी ये त्याग और तपस्या है, देश की दिवाली इसी तरह रोशन होती रहे। भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
Longewala, an outpost along India's western border. The year 1971, Pakistan attacked India with nearly 3,000 soldiers, 120 Indian soldiers from the 23 Punjab Regiment and Dogra Regiment led by Major Kuldeep Singh Chandipur, faced the challenge with valor and determination. Continuing his tradition of spending Diwali with soldiers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was once again amidst the brave hearts who stand on guard at Longewala, saluting their dedication to Mother India.
लोंगेवाला का वो ऐतिहासिक युद्ध भारतीय सैन्य बल के शौर्य का प्रतीक तो है ही। थल सेना, बीएसएफ और वायु सेना के अद्भुत कोऑर्डिनेशन का भी प्रतीक है। इस लड़ाई ने दिखाया है कि भारत की संगठित सैन्य शक्ति के सामने चाहे कोई भी आ जाए, वो किसी भी सूरत में टिक नहीं पाएगा। अब जब सन 71 में हुए युद्ध के लोंगेवाला में हुई लड़ाई के 50 वर्ष होने जा रहे हैं। कुछ ही सप्ताह में हम इसके 50 वर्ष इस गौरवपूर्ण स्वर्णिम पृष्ठ को हम मनाने वाले हैं।
Prime Minister hit out at Pakistan, a nation that has never defeated India on a battleground, for their cowardly ceasefire violations. Lauding Indian soldiers for their battle prowess and valor, PM Modi said that we will hit back at any force that indulges in a proxy war and harbors terrorists. He said that India will give a befitting reply to them in their own backyard.
आज दुनिया ये जान रही है, समझ रही है कि ये देश अपने हितों से किसी भी कीमत पर रत्ती भर भी समझौता करने वाला नहीं है। भारत का ये रुतबा, ये कद आपकी शक्ति और आपके पराक्रम के कारण ही है।
Without naming China, Prime Minister condemned its expansionist escapades. Using strong words, he said that despite international laws, some expansionist countries are still living in the 18th century. India, on the other hand, is known for its leadership in building a secure, more equal multilateral world order. Backed by the willpower of its soldiers, as well as 130 crore citizens, India will continue to guard its borders from the Himalayas till Rajasthan against any ill intentions.
आज हर भारतवासी को अपने सैनिकों की ताकत और शौर्य पर गर्व है। उन्हें आपकी अजेयता पर, आपके अपराजेयता पर गर्व है। दुनिया की कोई भी ताकत हमारे वीर जवानों को देश की सीमा की सुरक्षा करने से न रोक सकता है, न टोक भी सकता है।
Prime Minister described the sacrifice and penance of soldiers as an inspiration for one and all. He said standing amidst this sentiment strengthens his pledge to secure the nation. Prime Minister said that just as the forces don heavy bulletproof and weather-resistant gear, the nation too is motivated to wear a mask to repel the coronavirus pandemic. Similarly, the nation will unitedly tackle all challenges that come its way.
सीमा पर रहकर आप जो त्याग करते हैं, तपस्या करते हैं, वो देश में एक विश्वास का वातावरण बनाता है। हर हिंदुस्तानी के अंदर एक नया कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल लाता है। एक विश्वास होता है कि मिलकर बड़ी से बड़ी चुनौती का मुकाबला किया जा सकता है।
PM Modi urged the soldiers to do something new that brings with it positivity. He advised them to practice yoga and to learn at least one Indian language apart from their mother tongue. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was briefed about the operations in the sector in the presence of the Chief of Defence Staff. He also visited an exhibition. In PM Modi's own words, his Diwali is not complete till he is among his own, especially those who are away from their families for the sake of the country. He is the first Prime Minister to spend every Diwali with soldiers since 2014. Bureau Report, DD India.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the Indian Air Force personnel as well at the Jaisalmer Air Force Base in Rajasthan. The Prime Minister said there is a tradition of making rangolis in front at the doorstep or gate on the day of Diwali. The thinking behind this ritual is to bring prosperity on Diwali. Similarly, the boundaries of the nation are the gateway to the country, and the prosperity, good fortune of the nation are because of you.
साथियों, दीपावली के दिन दरवाजे या गेट के सामने शुभ लाभ या तो रिद्धि सिद्धि ऐसी रंगोली की परंपरा रही है। इसके पीछे सोच यही होती है कि दीपावली पर हमारे यहाँ समृद्धि आए। अब जिस तरह घरों में दरवाजे होते हैं, वैसे ही तो राष्ट्र की हमारी सीमाएं हमारे राष्ट्र का एक प्रकार से द्वार होता है। तो ऐसे में राष्ट्र की समृद्धि आपसे है, राष्ट्र का शुभ लाभ आपसे है, राष्ट्र की रिद्धि सिद्धि आपसे है और आपके पराक्रम से है।
And the Prime Minister said that scientists who are making missiles have caught the attention of the country, along with those who are trying to make vaccines in the corona era.
कोरोना काल में वैक्सीन बनाने का प्रयास कर रहे वैज्ञानिकों के साथ ही मिसाइलें बनाने वाले हमारे वैज्ञानिकों ने देश का ध्यान खींचा है। इस दौरान निरंतर खबरें आती रही कि आज इस मिसाइल का परीक्षण किया गया, आज उस मिसाइल की आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप की गई। आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि बीते कुछ महीनों में ही देश की सामरिक ताकत कितनी ज्यादा बढ़ गई है।
The Festival of Lights, Diwali, was celebrated on Saturday. Diwali comes from the Sanskrit word Deepavali, which means row of lights. Lights glow, signifying all that is associated with illumination, including knowledge. The diya symbolize parts of the sun, the cosmic giver of light and energy to all life. There are several traditions associated with Diwali, which symbolizes the spiritual victory of light over darkness and good over evil and knowledge over ignorance. It is the occasion when Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya after conquering Lanka, and people of Ayodhya welcomed him by lighting diyas of joy. It also marks the new moon day of the month of Kartik, when goddess Lakshmi churned the sea. Diyas welcome and worship goddess Lakshmi. And though the colors of the festivals remain different due to corona this year, the Indian diaspora across the globe celebrated Diwali with full enthusiasm. Greetings poured in on the occasion of Diwali from leaders and well, everyone around the world. The United Nations took the lead in greeting on Diwali. Along with the graphical diya, Twitter handle of the UN read, I quote, "During Diwali, the festival of lights celebrated in India and by followers of many faiths across the world, clay lamps are lit to signify the victory of good over evil." UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres took to Twitter to extend greetings and best wishes for those who are celebrating Diwali. And following the footsteps of the festival's tradition and culture, US President-elect Joe Biden, his deputy Kamala Harris, and incumbent President Donald Trump extended Diwali greetings to those celebrating the Festival of Lights across the US, India, and other parts of the world. US President-elect Joe Biden tweeted, and I quote, "The millions of Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, and Buddhists celebrating the Festival of Lights, I send our best wishes for a happy Diwali. May your new year be filled with hope, happiness and prosperity, and Saal Mubarak." US Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, who scripted history, becoming the first Indian American and the first woman Vice President in the US, also extended greetings on the occasion of Diwali. Kamala tweeted, and I quote, "Happy Diwali and Saal Mubarak. I wish everyone celebrating around the world a safe, healthy and joyous New Year." Incumbent President Donald Trump shared a photo lighting a lamp in the White House and extended Diwali greetings. US Vice President Mike Pence, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo as well extended greetings on Diwali. Pompeo tweeted, and I quote, "Happy Diwali to everyone celebrating the victory of light over darkness. May you have a joyous festival of lights." Current German ambassador to India, Walter J. Lindner, also wished all a happy and prosperous Diwali, saying this year COVID-19 has changed the way we celebrate Diwali. There are neither parties of any kind nor meetings with people this Diwali, but the Festival of Light sends a message to all to illuminate the brightness in their lives by spreading happiness, peace and prosperity. Happy Diwali to everyone. As there were no celebrations at the US Embassy this time due to the ongoing pandemic this year, the embassy took to Twitter to greet the people of India. And soldiers of the Indian Army deployed at the borders also celebrated Diwali amidst the celebrations across the country. ITBP personnel celebrated Diwali in Ladakh, Sikkim and Chhattisgarh. Border Security Force personnel in Tripura celebrated Diwali with Border Guard Bangladesh Jawans. Soldiers lit lamps at the Akhora Agartala integrated checkpost in Agartala. To celebrate Diwali, Indian soldiers also offered sweets to the Border Guard Bangladesh Jawans. Meanwhile, the air quality dipped to severe at several places across the national capital. A thick blanket of smog was seen at several places and AQI stood at 545. Meanwhile, the air quality was at 561 at Mathura Road, 379 at IGI Airport area, 599 in Delhi University and 465 at Lodi Road for PM10 pollutant. The System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research by the Ministry of Earth Sciences has reiterated the following directions to be followed by residents of NCR. The guidelines are as follows: avoid all outdoors physical activity, stop activity level if you experience unusual coughing or chest discomfort. These are the SAFAR guidelines for Delhi. If the room has windows, close them. If the air condition provides fresh air intake option, close it. Avoid burning anything such as wood, candles or even incense. Keep the room clean. Do not vacuum. Do wet mopping frequently. Use N95 masks or P100 respirators if you go out. Do not rely on dust masks for protection. And Prime Minister greeted the people of Jharkhand on their Statehood Day. In a tweet, the PM said, and I quote, "Greetings to the people of Jharkhand on Statehood Day. I wish for happiness, prosperity and good health of all." And Prime Minister Modi paid tributes to freedom fighter Birsa Munda on his birth anniversary. In a tweet, the PM said, and I quote, "Birsa Munda was a true savior of the poor and worked for welfare of the deprived and exploited sections of society. His contribution to freedom movement and efforts for social harmony will always inspire us." The charge d'affaires of the High Commission of Pakistan was summoned by the Ministry of External Affairs and a strong protest was lodged over unprovoked ceasefire violations by Pakistani forces on multiple sectors along the LOC in Jammu and Kashmir on the 13th of November, resulting in the death of 4 innocent civilians and serious injuries to 19 others. India condemned in the strongest terms the deliberate targeting of innocent civilians by Pakistani forces and said it is highly deplorable that Pakistan chose a festive occasion in India to disrupt peace and perpetrate violence in J&K through coordinated firing along the length of the LOC using heavy caliber weapons including artillery and mortar on Indian civilians. India also strongly protests Pakistan's continued support to cross-border terror infiltration into India, including through supporting cover fire provided by Pakistan forces. Pakistan was once again reminded of its bilateral commitment to not allow any territory under its control to be used for terrorism against India in any manner. In Bihar, newly elected MLAs of the National Democratic Alliance will meet in Patna today to elect their leader. The legislators of all 4 NDA constituents, BJP, JDU, Hindustani Awam Morcha and Vikashsheel Insan Party will also discuss formation of a new government in the state. Election of Assembly Speaker and other issues will be discussed at the meeting. The NDA secured an absolute majority, winning 125 seats in the recently held Assembly elections. One independent MLA, Sumit Singh, has also extended his support to the NDA. And BJP leader Shahnawaz Hussain has said that people of Bihar have trusted NDA once again. He added that Nitish Kumar will be the chief minister without any second thought.
बिहार में जिस तरह बिहार की जनता ने मोदी जी की बात पर हम सबको आशीर्वाद दिया है और नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनेगी, इसमें कोई शक की गुंजाइश नहीं है। बिहार फिर से सेवा का जो अवसर बिहार ने दिया है 5 साल के लिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और अपने गठबंधन के साथियों के साथ हम उस पर खड़े उतरेंगे और बिहार को और तरक्की के रास्ते पर ले जाने की पूरी कोशिश करेंगे।
The 15th East Asia Summit was held on Saturday. Asia Pacific leaders and representatives discussed the coronavirus pandemic and how they could work together to boost regional economic recovery. The 15th East Asia Summit took place as tensions in the South China Sea and US-China rivalry has been rising. The East Asia Summit was chaired by Prime Minister of Vietnam, Nguyen Xuan Phuc, in his capacity as ASEAN Chair. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar represented India at the summit. All 18 East Asia countries participated in the virtual summit. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar reaffirmed the importance of EAS as a leaders-led forum to exchange views on strategic issues and spoke of the importance of adhering to international law, respecting territorial integrity and sovereignty. The External Affairs Minister also reiterated India's response to COVID pandemic and India's efforts to support the international community in this regard. He called upon PM Modi's commitment to help make COVID vaccine accessible and affordable to all nations. On the South China Sea, the External Affairs Minister expressed concern about actions and incidents that erode trust in the region. He stated that the code of conduct negotiations should not be prejudicial to legitimate interests of third parties and should be fully consistent with UN CLOS. Along with this, the summit discussed ways to strengthen the EAS platform and to make it more responsive to emerging challenges on its 15th anniversary and adopted the Hanoi Declaration. The government is working under a systematic strategy against corona. As a result, there is continuous improvement in recovery rate, while fatality rate has been dropping with each passing day. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, more than 47,000 people have recovered from the virus in the past 24 hours in the country, after which the recovery rate in the country has increased to 93.9%. The death rate in the country has come down to 1.47%. Meanwhile, as per data of the Indian Council of Medical Research, a total of 8,05,589 COVID tests were conducted in the past 24 hours, which has taken the total tally of tests to cross 12 crore 48 lakh 36,819. And the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said that India has continued to witness a decline in average new cases for the last 5 weeks. The country reported an average of 45,295 cases in the second week of November, in comparison to 73,154 cases which were earlier reported in the first week of October. And now an update on the COVID situation from across the world. As of now, more than 5 crore 43 lakh coronavirus cases have been reported worldwide, with over 13 lakh 17,000 deaths. Over 3 crore 78 lakh people have recovered from the virus. The United States continues to top the list among worst hit countries by the pandemic so far, with the highest number of infections, as it recorded over 1 lakh 53,000 new cases of the disease in the last 24 hours. The US has crossed over 1 crore 12 lakh cases of coronavirus, with the death toll surging past 2 lakh 51,000. That's all in this edition of the news. Namaskar.